Hello everyone, and welcome to the episode number 8 of AI Dev Series. With us today we have Nuno Carneiro. Is our AI product manager. So do not make the mistake of thinking that he is a product manager that is run on AI. No, he's a person. He's an actual person. When we have him here with us today. Nuno, welcome to
Hi,
the
Bruno.
AI Dev
Thank you.
series. It's really nice to have you here. I know you because we work a lot each other, but the folks here that are following us, they probably don't know you as well as I do. So, what do you think about the brief introduction about who you are, what you're doing at OutSystems?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Bruno. Indeed, so I'm working as a product manager here at OutSystems since already a few years. My whole career has been focused in the area of AI, data science, worked at several companies in the area space of machine learning. And nowadays, I'm very my focus and the work I do here at OutSystems is on how can we accelerate developer productivity, help people build applications faster with AI, and also what brings us here today, how can we build applications that are smart and AI-powered applications with the OutSystems platform.
Well, thanks for the presentation. And indeed, what we have today here is to talk about AI Agent Builder. Hopefully, many of you have already heard about the AI Agent Builder. But since we are doing this AI Dev series in the road to the Build for the Future hackathon, that's going to be an hackathon for nonprofits that is based on the top of AI services powered by AWS and Microsoft. I think AI Agent Builder is going to be a really powerful tool that the teams can use.
Yeah, we hope so. It's a great tool, really, if you want to build a new type of applications that are powered by AI and AI agents. And yeah, I'm really excited to show it off today.
I think that's actually my first question, because we talk about AI agents. So what are AI agents and what are the main use cases of what you can do with the AI Agent Builder?
Yeah. So AI agents are really this new type of software that's autonomous and is meant to include AI. So combine AI models, proprietary data to help you achieve a business outcome. And in particular, with AI Agent Builder, you're able to address use cases such as building a chatbot that's grounded on your own company data, for example, that you can expose. For example, if you want to build a chatbot to onboard new employees to your organization, you could have that by building an agent that is grounded on proprietary information that knows all the HR information, for example. That could be a use case. Customer support, chatbots, of course. Content deconstruction and transformation, also a typical use case where you can pick up a file and summarize it, translate it, or extract structured information from a text file.
Okay. So do you think, in your opinion, we can consider these agents kind of a new way to interact with people? Because nowadays we have forms and UIs, to do action. Do you think this could be the next way of people engaging with applications?
Definitely, yeah. So one of the ways people are already engaging and will continue engaging with applications is with natural language, we say. So in plain language, either English or whatever language you speak, more and more you'll have the possibility to interact with systems in your own language. And that will be enabled by this new concept, this new type of application or software called agents.
Okay. So for today's session, a surprise, we won't have any slides, right, Nuno?
No slides. So we prepared the demo.
Okay, so let's. I think we're in the condition to show everyone that want to start using AI Agent Builder how can they do. Actually, what we're going to show is the configuration and how to use AI Agent Builder. To get the AI Agent Builder, Nuno, what's maybe we can show us. I think we can all already see the UI of the AI Agent Builder. But if I want to use it, what are the steps that I need to use?
Yeah. Well, Bruno, AI Agent Builder is available from the ODC Forge, so from the OutSystems Developer Cloud Forge.
Okay.
So
So maybe what I can do is
exactly here
on my laptop. Let me just go there and check for that. Okay. Yeah. So I've got on the Forge, right? AI Agent Builder.
Yeah, just
Okay.
search for
So
AI Agent
checking.
Builder. You find the component, and then you just have to
I can
install
find
it.
it here. Yeah, I'm seeing it here. And
Exactly. So
well,
you already installed it, I see.
yeah, you can see that, right? So I've just installed it, and so this is what I need, right, to start and to see
Yeah.
to
So AI
use
Agent
the
Builder
AI
is
agent,
installed
right?
as an application in your ODC environment. Then you have to open this application and start using it. Before you open it, you have to give yourself permissions, of course.
Okay, so
So that's something
okay,
you
in
can
this
show
case,
as
I
well.
also want you to use it because
Exactly.
this is going to be a two-man job, right? So let's look at the at the users, and on the users, I already have your user here. Uh, so not only I had to install the application, but now I need to give you the roles for
Yeah. So you go to
for this
end user
application.
roles, end user access. Exactly. You search for AI Agent Builder, and now there's two roles that you can give people. So one
Okay.
is the configurator. Configurator is able to add models and configure models and data sources on AI Agent Builder. We'll see later what it is, but it's basically someone who has admin control over AI Agent Builder. Okay. The other role, and the normal AI Agent Builder role, only allows you to build agents. You have to use the models and data sources that have been configured by the configurator, so by the admin. Okay.
Okay. So in this case, you'll
So
be
I hope
both the
you have
configurator and the
both.
builder, right?
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Cool. So now let me show you because I have a specific challenge that I want to tackle. So I've got the company is Machine X, okay, and in this very tech company with this very cool name, we have a support portal, and so one of the things that we're trying to do is to we have a lot of knowledge inside our company. We have many knowledge that has been already stored in documents because it's part of the process. How could I leverage or how could I use that knowledge? That's the main challenge, and have a way to help customers to access that knowledge. For example,
Yeah, that's
in
a
a
great
support.
use case for an AI agent, actually. So what we'll do is I'll use AI Agent Builder to build an agent for that. I'll give you the ID for the agent that you can call from this application. So you can have this question bar here powered by an AI agent that I built. Does that sound
Okay,
good?
so basically I own the code. I will do the code, but you will configure the
I
agent.
own
That's
the
what you're going
agent.
to do, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay,
It's a
so
two-part
you'll
process. One
configure it.
is you configure the agent. The second part, which you will do, is insert this agent in the application.
Okay, so I'll take my hands off the keyboard, and it's now on you, right?
Yes. Yeah, on me.
Okay, great.
Thanks. Okay, so let me show you then. This is the homepage for AI Agent Builder. Okay, so you can create AI agents for different use cases, like I was saying, customer support, descriptions, documentation, or anything, right? So these are just some examples. The agents are powered by an AI model. You can connect them to your own data and give it instructions. Okay. And here towards the end of the screen in AI Agent Builder, you have some examples of applications, real use cases that you can download. I'll show you this later. For now, let's get started. So I want to create an agent. I'll go here. And when I click create agents, I end up at the playground of AI Agent Builder. Okay, so what you see here is the interface for creating the agent. This is where I will create the agent for Machine X, the company you just mentioned.
Okay.
So we want to create a customer support agent, right? And first, we need to select the model we want to use. So I want to use, let's say, GPT 3.5 Turbo. I could also use Claude 3 Haiku, for example, different
Oh, okay.
models.
So AI Agent Builder, you can use different AI or different LLMs, right?
Exactly. So this large language model LLMs need to be added here in configurations, something I can show later. For now, I'll just use one that has been configured previously by us to prepare for this demo. When you get started with AI Agent Builder, you get trial that you can use. So you can use a Claude 3 Haiku, for example, trial model, or GPT-3.5 Turbo trial model as well. For now, so I'll use the GPT 3.5 Turbo 16K here, which we have previously configured.
Got it.
Now, let's see what else we need to do. So I have to instruct my agent, right? So the agent has a role, so I'll ask it, give it some instructions here. I'll ask it to act as a customer support agent. So it's more like the tone, the role that the agent should impersonate. I could say act like a product manager, act like I don't know, a banking expert if you have different use cases. In this case, act as a customer support.
Right. I could ask to act like a pirate.
Yes, you could also ask to act like a pirate. Yeah.
It would change the tone, right?
Probably change the tone, yeah, and have more pirate talk in the answers from the agent. Yeah.
Got it. So we'll use customer.
Okay. For a company
assistant
called MachineX Maintenance Solutions. Okay. And then there's a task. You want a task, give the agent a task. In this case, so you want it to, let's say, answer in a polite and direct way. You can ask the agent to be very clear if it doesn't know an answer, for example. You don't know answer. Say, I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay.
You could also set a little bit the formatting and so on. But let's go with this for now.
Okay. So on the first, you give the context of what is the role of the agent, and the next is like kind of instructions, right? You're calling
exactly,
tasks,
yeah,
right?
more focused on the task at hand, yeah. And now we connect to the data, right? So we have previously uploaded data for the support knowledge base of MachineX, so it's available here. MachineX support knowledge base. We'll show you in configurations again afterwards, and we'll give you the whole demo how you can upload data yourself. In this case, we're using the support knowledge base, so this has all the documents that support team already has created for the knowledge base that you have shown. It's just that now we want to give it to the agent. So yeah, we have here the support knowledge base, we have the instructions. We could configure the agent as well, but this is more technical, like a temperature is more about the creativity of the agent, and there's a bunch of other parameters. These are more for advanced users, so
it's something that you can then fine-tune and try to see what are the results after you tune those parameters.
Exactly. If you want to play around with some advanced parameters of the large language model, you could do it here, but it's not something you need for all the use cases.
Okay, that's why you're calling that the playground, right? So
yeah,
exactly. I can play around.
So yeah, and now I can play. Yeah, exactly. I can ask questions here. So let's ask, what is the return policy on products from MachineX? Okay, now my agent is looking at my knowledge base and is going to come up with an answer. Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
Return policy.
So, yeah,
go ahead.
Actually, no, I was saying, just to give some sharing my thoughts, because I was seeing this, and the last session that we did here in AI Dev series was related with RAG, and we used a vector database, and we took our documentation and had it in chunks, but so from what I'm seeing here, this AI agent builder is actually doing everything for us on the behind the scene, right?
Exactly, yeah. So the technique being applied here is exactly that one, RAG, retrieval augmented generation. So what's happening is we retrieve data from the knowledge base, and augmented generation have the large language model here, GPT 3.5.
Right, and the way you are...
All of that is abstracted, right? You don't have to worry about all that complexity. Just select here the data you want. Of course, you have to previously uploaded it, but then you define the role and task you want for the agent, and you have this very easy playground here.
Okay. So now, right, we have, well, let's say the agent is ready, right? Or are you doing another question?
Yeah, I'm just showing you that it's a playground, right? So you can ask any questions. Here you go. 50 days.
Okay.
You can ask. You can format the agent as well. For example, format your answers in let's say 3 bullet points.
It's so interesting how this all glues together, because we did a session on prompt engineering, and one of the things that we talked about the prompt engineering is defining the structure or the output. That's a technique on the prompt, right? So what you are doing there, it's actually combining. So what we learned about prompt engineering, what about RAG, but all of that you can try it in
Agent Builder. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so here we go. It's formatted. You see the bullet points. So yeah, it was this easy. I think we're happy about our agents. I'll save it, and you can start using it in your application right away. So I'll just have to save it and give it a name. Let's say Machine X support. Okay. Save. Okay, now there's an ID, Machine X support. Just have to use this ID in your own application now, Bruno.
Okay, cool. So, well, maybe now that I have that, what I need to do is to integrate this in my own application, right?
Exactly. Yeah. There's also a how to integrate it here in Agent Builder. So if you click here, how to use agents, it explains. Yeah, you have to use the call agents action, and then go on ODC Studio, add public elements, add the call agents to the application, and copy the ID.
So I will do as any lazy developer like I am. I'll be doing that, and I'll ask you for it. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? And
for sure.
can make this happen. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's ODC Studio, right? That's the other interface where you develop the application, right? We said this is two parts. Yeah. First one, we develop the agent. You're an AI agent builder, and our second part, our app editor IDE for applications. So this is Studio.
Yeah, this one is the application that I was showing you. You know, that portal. So I'm going to just open it here, and we have our very own homepage. And on the homepage, that's what we were seeing. We have the the support, this page, and actually we have, when we do a question, I'm going to send a question. Well, I'm going to I'm just gonna do the loading, and then I'm going to ask on the server to generate an AI response. But now, as you can see, I've added this on my to-do list, so I had the logic. I was waiting for this session to talk to you to do that. So what I need to do, it's since the instructions that you show me, this is where I need to add my
So there's this action call agent you need to add from the dependencies.
Okay.
And then you can start using it.
Right. So I have here the service sections that comes from the module AI agent builder. I have the call agent, right? So let's just call this one, right? The agent ID, it was what you were, the name you were giving it, right?
Exactly. Machine X support.
Machine X support, all in lowercase, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so I already have that. Now I need to send chat messages. Let me just expand this. So it's an array, so I can send a conversation, right? I don't need just to send one question. I can send more, right?
You can send the history as well, previous messages.
Okay,
so the call agent works with the text input and text output. So you send it a message, and you get a message back with the answer from the agent. But you could send the history of previous messages as well.
Right. So in this case, I just want to send what has been asked in the UI, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send, the sender is user, right? Because user, this identifies who is the owner of that message in the chat, right? So the content, what I need to send in the content, it's the content of the message. So
that's the message the user wrote, right?
The question content. Yeah. Okay, so just like this, I'm just going to call I'm going to call the agent. I'm going to send the agent, specify the agent ID. I'm just going to say I'm the user. This is my question, and we will need to get the answer, right? So just let me just add here the answer. Okay, set response to the response of the AI agent builder. Maybe it's a little big, but I need this to develop because my eyes are not what they used to be. Okay, so let's just check. So I'm gonna find the usages here. So I'm gonna generate AI response. I'm just gonna set that on the screen, and I'm just gonna just turn this to false, removing the weighting, and that's it. Okay, so let's publish this. And I think we will be in conditions to see the agent that you configured. I was going to say developed, but it's you actually configured it.
Created.
And the AI agent builder, right? Created. Mm-hmm. You created it. And now let's use it in our own applications and our own code using just this simple system action. Okay, so it's going to upload, it's going to compile the code, it's going to generate a new version of the application. And
yeah, Bruno, it was really easy, right, to call the agents.
Well, let's see if it
was
easy
working, for me, right? To configure
because...
it. It was easy for you to call it as well.
Actually, this is kind of it was easy to do the first version, right? I think this is probably like everything I've been seeing with AI. It's the capability that we need to have on iterations, right? So there's a lot of iterations that we probably should do to fine tune this everything.
Yeah, there's a degree of iteration, especially on the instructions. Also, having the right data matters a lot. So what we've been seeing as a success, things that help our customers be successful. So the ones we've been using Agent Builder who are the most successful, typically it's about having the right instructions and having the right data, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, data, right? Data is
always data.
It's the new goal, right? So I'm just gonna refresh. Well, on the UI we won't be seeing anything different, but let's ask something like, right? Something like, what is the return, policy I don't know, from your company? Okay, let's get an answer. And it says, well, the return policy. Okay, so this has been generated by the agent, right?
This was generated by the agent. You can see from the 3 bullet points that's there.
Right. Well, let's try to trick here. So to be accepted for return, the item must be in the original packaging. Okay, so let's try to do something here. So I don't have, I know, the original packaging. Can I still return it? Let's say, please. Let's see if it's oh, okay. So the AI agent, it's not sensitive to my please, but because it says unfortunately that needs to return the original packaging, including okay.
Yeah. So, now as you said, it's a little bit of iteration here. So we see already maybe the 3 bullet point. It doesn't work so well to always have 3 bullet points. So we couldn't change it. So if I go back here to my agent playground, and I can remove that. So here on my playground, I had format all your answers in 3 bullet points. I can remove this part of the agent instructions. I can save my agent again.
Okay.
And now, if you call the agent, you don't need to do anything because the app is already pointing to the agent. You just have to maybe refresh the page and ask the question again. Yeah, try asking the question on the packaging again. I'd love to see.
Yeah, but I really want to return the product, even if I don't have the packaging. Let's see now with a little bit more. Okay, well, it didn't answer in bullets, right? But it just, well, it's not. Oh, repair. Oh, okay, maybe it's a return process or packaging. Okay, so maybe this is probably something that we need to fine tune also in the knowledge, right? Because not always the time we have the knowledge in a way that the agent or the LLM can find, right? So this is the part of the tuning, right? You can tune the
Yeah.
agent, and we also can tune the information that we got on our knowledge base, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And you change that, and and you change that, and I can, without any changes on my application, I can see the results in real time.
So the agent builder acts as its own configuration platform for the agents, so that you can evolve the agent and iterate on the agent independently of the application. And you can have this playground where you can play with it, test it before you save the agent and have it being called from the application.
Okay.
As I was saying in the beginning, there's a place in Agent Builder where you do configurations of models and of data. So actually, I wanted to give you a different use case where we use different data than the one we have. If you're up
okay, that's good, because I was going to ask also. So if we could show a little bit more, because I think this probably looked like a closed black box that you just use drag and drop drop downs and simple inputs to create. But I would like to see something a little bit more. I have my data because I know I own the data of my company. Yeah. How can I expose that here in AI Agent Builder?
Yeah. So coming back here to AI Agent Builder, there's another page called Configurations, as I referred to in the beginning. So when I go to Configurations, here's where this administrator will have access to all the models, okay? So you can add models from Azure OpenAI, like the GPT models, and Amazon Bedrock, like the Claude models, and you can even add your custom connection. So if you have your own model from a different provider, you can connect it via the custom connection. Similarly, for data sources, you also have here all the data sources that have been configured, and you can add new ones. So you can add data from Azure AI Search, Amazon Kendra, or a data that is on your own service that can be exposed here. Once you add a model or a data source, this will be available for people with access to AI Agent Builder to create agents based on the model and the data source. So again, they will be able to do any combination of agents and data sources to achieve their business outcomes, create their own business agents. Now, if you have your own data, my suggestion would be, let's upload it, for example, on Azure, create an Azure AI search, and configure it here, and then I can create an agent based on that. So what you have to look for is you have to go on the Azure portal.
Okay. So what I'm going to do now is this is going to be
There's documentation here as well. So how to configure data source. There's documentation here for Kendra. There's documentation for Azure AI Search as well. Okay. So now we won't show all of this, but for those following us via the live stream and watching the video later, you can also follow the documentation button here and find out how to do this configuration that Bruno is about to do. In the end, what we need is the URL for the data source, the index name, and the API key in the case of Azure AI Search. So do you want to give it a try, Bruno?
Yes. So what I was going to suggest is to do a little bit the same. Is I have my Azure portal here, and maybe maybe kind of guide me through a little bit on the steps and what we can do, to have this up and running. I have my Azure portal here. So first, I probably need to have my data somewhere, right?
Yes. Yeah. You need to upload your data in a blob storage.
Okay, the blob storage. So let's look at the blob storage here. Okay, and on this one, so what I need to have a folder here and probably inside a container, and I need to upload my data there, right?
Yeah, we're not seeing your screen yet.
Oh, okay.
But once we see it,
okay. So
here we go. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we have the blob storage, right? On the storage we have.
Yeah, so create a blob storage and you upload your files there, your text files.
Okay.
In this case, you wanted to upload what type of data?
Well, I think it's text. So I have my knowledge base, my HR, my HR documentation, with information.
Okay.
That I want to upload.
Yeah. Okay, so we have the support knowledge base, and now you want to upload a different type of file. That's the human resources team documentation.
Right.
Is that
right. So
documentation that explains to employees how they should
it's the
behave,
policies,
what internal
the
policies?
policies and all of that.
Yeah, we all companies have those, right? So it's actually quite a common use case on an agent builder.
So
what you're doing is creating a container on Azure.
Okay, and in here, what I'm going to do is actually so I need to upload my files all over here, right? So I got my onboarding and all with all of that information, and what I'm going to do. Oops, not like this. I'm sorry. I need to upload first, and now
I drag them.
I want to do is drag and drop here. So I got 10 files. Okay, I'm just gonna upload them.
Yeah, so,
okay, so
now
here
we have the files. Yeah, you need to create an AI search on top of it, right? A search instance. So
okay. So I have my documentation.
You have to index these files, make them available for
okay, so I'm going to use my search service, right?
So what will happen is AI Agent Builder, when it communicates with the search service will select the files that are most relevant for your question and send them back to AI Agent Builder.
Okay, so they select the chunk of information from all the files that it's necessary to send it to the LLM, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Sends it back to AI Agent Builder. AI Agent Builder does the orchestration of sending it to the LLM.
Okay.
And then formulating the answer back to the user. And we can expose, again, a search service from Azure, from Amazon, or your own search service with a custom connection in AI Agent Builder.
Okay, it's agnostic for AI Agent Builder. Okay.
Yeah, we always want to do best in class, right? That's the OutSystems philosophy. We want to give our customers best in class models, data sources. We know you don't want to be tied to one specific model, for example. You might have different providers. With this approach, we're finding it resonates with customers who always want to have the best in class in their AI stack, let's say.
Okay, got it. So let's do that. So for this AI, we have an AI Azure search, and so what I need is to create a search on top of that storage that I have, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so I'm gonna import the data. We did the blob storage, right? Yeah, it's blob storage. Let's check what it's on. It was blob storage, right? And we're going to use it's the machine. Well, it looks like it's the machine HR documentation. Let's select. Okay, the data source. It's let's call machine X HR documentation. Okay, let's move on. Anything else that I need to take care here? I don't think we need to do any AI. I know we could add some AI cognitive skills, but maybe I can skip, right?
Yeah. I think the only thing really you need is the index, having the index run.
Okay. So I'll just put an index that is more. Okay, machine name. No, machine name. Machine X. HR doc. Okay, index. Cannot have. What's the problem? That's can be capital. Right. Okay. So I presume this is the right configuration, right? So let's create next. Create an indexer. Okay. So I'm creating two different things. One is the indexer, and the other was the index, right? It's a little bit different, you know. Okay, so machine X. Let's go to get HR docs. Okay. Submit,
That's
right?
exactly it. Again, for everyone following, there's always the documentation on the OutSystems website.
Right. Or you call Nuno Carneiro and he'll do configuration online.
Yeah, we're always happy to talk to customers.
We have the indexers right here, and it says it is in progress. and it has 0 documents.
It should be relatively relatively quick.
Let's hope it's happy.
It's happy. It's a happy index. It should
So
be
what it
relatively
means is
very
that
quick.
the search service, it's actually running an indexer to look at the documents that I have on my storage, right? And creating indexes for
Exactly,
those,
yeah.
for
So
those
there's
files
this
that will be
preparation.
used. Okay.
Yeah, with the index, now you can search it very quickly and do
So
a
I have a
smart search
success
over it.
here with 10 out of 10 documents. Okay. That's
And depending on the provider you use and the type of search you create on Azure or AWS, you can have semantic search, vector search. If you have, for example, if you use a Pinecone, that's a typical database that's used, a typical vector database, you could connect it as well via custom connection in AI Agent Builder. So there's a lot of different ways you can do search over data. We believe Azure and AI Search and AWS Kendra are really good solutions. That's why we natively support those two. For all the others, free to use our custom connector for that.
Just a quick question, thinking about this. So if I had more information to my, my storage, if I put more documents, imagine that now I had more information. I would probably need. So is this? It's not automatic right now as it is, right? So I would need to run the indexer again, like if I'm
yes, exactly. So you would upload data again in the container and update the index.
Okay. So now what do I need anything else to create? This configuration in AI Agent Builder.
No,
So you
I think that's it.
for me?
And you can even do it yourself if you go on the AI Agent Builder interface.
Okay. So I got my agents here.
Yeah, perfect. So if you go to configurations.
Okay. Not the AI models, new
data source. Yeah. You pick Azure AI Search. Okay. I just have to give it a name, so it can be, for example, Machine X HR documentation.
Let's leave.
You see, there's an ID being created, right?
Okay. Yeah.
This is the ID you can use to call the search and the data source
the
separately.
search. Okay.
We've been showing you, and we'll show you how to use this in an agent, but just for the folks back home, for reference, you can always, with the Agent Builder, always use some separate actions to call separately a data source and a model independently of an agent.
Now I need to get my URL, right?
Yeah, so just copy the URL and the keys from the Azure portal.
Okay. It's in here, right?
Exactly.
Okay, the index name. I need to go to my indexes. It's this one, right?
Exactly.
And the API key. It's the one that I'll probably get here. Well, what I'm going to do is after we do this session, I'll just refresh my keys. Because I don't want to be exposing these keys.
Yes, I got that.
Okay, so I just added the data source.
Let me see it on my screen now.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I go back to configurations.
So we will now be creating the agent for
yeah, I'll create the agent for you.
Great.
Yeah, configurations. Here we are, Machine X HR documentation. Awesome. So, good talk, team. You did the Azure part, and now I can do the agent creation part. So I'll go back to the home page, create agent. Again, we can choose model. Let's go back to GPT 3.5. And now in add your own data, I can choose HR documentation. Here we go. HR documentation is available. What's the role you'd like to have for your agents? Like a HR head of people team?
Yes, or a people success manager, for example.
Yeah.
Seems like a good role.
let's say company. So this is a company. Okay, and the task is
something like this, right?
Provide support to new employees. Machine X. Okay, so what's one type of question employees would ask at Machine X?
Well, something
what would
like
they be interested in knowing?
maybe on benefits, like retirement. What's the retirement plan? Maybe something like that.
Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Machine X maintenance solutions we offer for 1K retirement savings plan eligible. Is this correct? Is this part of the documentation you just uploaded?
It's part of the documentation. Yeah, it's actually
awesome.
on the file. There's a file for that. There's a file with the benefits and all of that. So that's so we managed to take information that was stored in
documents and
just summarizing in a document,
having a conversation with that
space, and we managed to make it as a result of a conversation with natural language with that agent. Okay, so I think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was quite fast. Yeah. So now let's save this agent. Let's call it HR Machine X. And one cool thing, Bruno, I don't think you have an app for this one yet, right?
No, we at Machine X we don't have any application, for the HR.
Good thing is with AI Agent Builder, there's a bunch of pre-built applications we have here. You can find them at the bottom of the homepage that can get you started more quickly. So you have request dashboard, one for call summarization. There's one called MyGPT. So it's about performing job-specific tasks with employee support agents. You can loop in multiple agents. So I think this could be a really good one. So it looks like a chat interface, see here. Could be a good one for you to start. So you can download the code for this app. Just click on download. And when you download it, you get access to the app and you can add your agent there. It's a common application that our customers use for this type of use case where you don't want your customers to go on ChatGPT, for example, and ask questions there directly because they might have probably concerned about privacy, right, and how that data is used. So you want to have your own internal application where people can ask questions like productivity questions, day-to-day questions, also expose internal documentation like your use case. And MyGPT is an pre-built application that we have here for that purpose. So if you go on
well, maybe
page,
so I can
maybe
what I can do
to go there and download the code.
We can show that in action. So let me just let me take my time to it's this MyGPT, right?
Yeah, exactly. If you click
download,
so
I need to download. Yeah, it's this one, download, and it would download NoML, right? And then I would install it normally in
just like any other OutSystems application. You can open it in ODC Studio after the download. Yeah.
Okay, so if I go back here to the portal, right? I've already installed it. So I have my GPT here, right? And let's see what does this application look like. Okay, so let's
you can open it.
And let's see what we have here. So it's something very inspired. Maybe we call from what I've seen in the screenshot, something that got some inspiration in GPT, right? So we have here a prompt where I can write and get my answers, right? And I can get okay, so
you can try it out. You can ask a question.
I can try something like so something like what is machine? What are, let's use proper machine X main products, something like that.
Yeah. And
so okay, well, that's probably something that is let's ask something generic, right? Or let's ask something more something more specific?
So one thing you can ask more specific, but I don't think it's going to know the answer, Bruno. You have to connect. So I created the agent, right? You still have to connect the agent to the app, right? So
okay. I didn't
connect the
I
ID.
didn't do that part. Okay. So we have for the support agent, the HR. This I need to connect this to my agents, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So those are placeholders that you have there. Now there's a setting that has been created for the agent IDs. The only thing you have to do is change the setting to start calling.
So I should go
the agents we have created
on the portal, right?
Yeah,
So
go on the
the
LDC portal settings. Exactly.
Okay.
You already have one pre-configured. That's
okay.
Is that assistant?
So let's change it for the HR, right?
Yeah.
And
so the HR was called HR Machine X. What's the ID?
HR
Machine X. Exactly. And now you're pointing to the bot, the agent I have just created, right?
Okay.
In a specific place.
And
so what's happening here is there's the call agent action inside the MyAGPT, right? And the call agent action is connected to a setting that we can edit here from the ODC portal. But it will be just the same if you would go on the ODC Studio, open the call agents and write the ID there.
Okay.
But we have abstracted that into a setting.
The
other one for support was called Machine X Support. Sorry, it was not very coherent with the names.
Okay. Did you have
the assistant, the one you have there, assistant, that's just an agent.
Just make sure this is right because yeah, it's Machine X support. Okay, great.
Yeah. I was just saying the assistant, the other setting you have there is an agent we have connected to a large language model, but without data. So it just exposes a connection to GPT 3.5.
Okay.
In this case.
Okay. Cool.
So how the app works now, MyGPT, if you open it, is when you ask questions on this interface directly, it connects to Assistant. This is the agent that doesn't have any context about your specific company.
Okay.
So type of questions you would ask here would be what you ask on ChatGPT, for example, when you go there. Like, how do I do my job? I am terrible at product management. Please write a requirements document for me. I don't know how to write an email to Bruno. Please rephrase this email so Bruno understands. The typical day-to-day things people do on ChatGPT.
Right.
With the advantage that here you're using a model that is controlled by your organization, right? It's a model we configured. It's a connection to Azure OpenAI, but that's owned by our company. Therefore, we own, we know, and we know the terms and conditions, how this information is going to be used. So we're good to upload here. For example, I would be comfortable uploading here a requirements document with private information from my company and ask ChatGPT to summarize it, for example, or rewrite it.
Okay. So how can I test the
if you start a new, if you start a new conversation, there's two buttons there. So one, support agent and HR documentation. When you click on the HR one, you're going to start a conversation with the agent that has that data.
Okay. Do I need to refresh this? Okay.
Yeah.
So now I'm connected.
So now you're connecting directly to the agent that has our HR documentation. So you could ask questions like the same I asked. What's our requirement plus?
Well, let's make it a little bit different. Something like what are the so I don't want retirement. I just benefits. Something like do you have dental? Something like that. So this one will be connecting to the ones.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we offer. Okay, so the response that we had, again, it's be using the agent that we have created from the data that we had stored in documents or files in the laptop and was actually uploaded to the Azure storage.
Yeah.
Right,
exactly.
Nice. So if I would do these questions in other context, sorry.
Sorry, one last thing you can do if you go to new conversation, just for reference. On this app is you can upload a file as well. There's a file upload. You don't need to download this now, but imagine you want to ask questions on top of your file or summarize a certain file, extract information from a file. You could also upload here and ask questions on top of it.
Okay, so it's using this, okay, as the instead of using the search on the documents to get the information, it will
can use your
use
own
the information that you get
file.
on the document. Okay, well, also this is very interesting. This is a very interesting.
So very quickly we have here an app that exposes multiple agents, can be used by everyone inside the organization. You can now go on user management on the ODC portal, give different users access to MyGPT, and you will have different people now having access to an internal tool where they can ask normal productivity questions in the today or questions on top of documentation from different areas of the company.
Right, that's really nice. I think we managed to cover what is the potential of the AI agent builder. I think one of the most interesting things that we will see is how people will actually use it, because we have ideas on how it can be used, but we always get amazed with the solutions and with the idea, right?
Exactly.
So Nuno, any last comments or remarks that you want to to leave? We're almost in the end, but...
For sure, Bruno. Just minor final remarks. If I go back here on my agent builder interface, right? So you see, this is the page where I see all the agents we have to create it, where we can edit them. But there's also an analytics page, okay? And under analytics, you can see all the usage we've been having, right? So this is a great way for us. Now that we have created 2 applications, we can now track how these agents are being used in applications. So you can see, for example, on September 10, today, we had 2 calls to the assistant, 1 call to Machine X support, 3 to Machine X support, and 1 to HR Machine X. And we can see how many tokens were consumed in each one and average response time. So this gets really useful when you start expanding this usage of Gen AI across your organization, that you can keep tabs on what's happening, how many times are these agents being used, how many tokens are they consuming, and so on. And lastly, you also said, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was going to say that looking at that is, I think it links with that common knowledge of you can only manage what you can measure, right? So I think
exactly
what you are showing there, it's the way that we can manage something, because we're measuring how much is being used, how much it is the consumption that it's having. So I think that's an important
You can even
part.
see errors. So we didn't get any errors in this case. Sometimes there might be errors, and you can track them as well in their own dashboards. And lastly, I just want to invite everyone who's watching, if you have feedback on AI Agent Builder, please do email us. But inside the product, we also have this option here with a question mark, where you have a send feedback option. And you can tell us, hey, I feel great about AI Agent Builder, very satisfied, or really not happy, why? And you click send, and this gets sent to us. We'd be very happy to get feedback from you, all of you using and trying AI Agent Builder out. It's available on the Forge, on the ODC Forge, free to install for anyone on ODC. And that's it, really. I hope everyone enjoys.
Before we go, we have questions, so I think we can take.
I've seen you have here a few questions, right? Let's address them.
To get some questions. So we have here from Owen, what stops the user from rewriting the agent description? Any built-in validations, or is it up to the developer completely?
Thank you, Owen. So the end users who are using the application, the support application, for example, they cannot rewrite the agent description, okay? So there's the agent description is saved in AI Agent Builder, right? And they cannot rewrite it. Users who log into AI Agent Builder, who have specific access to log into Agent Builder, they can edit it, okay? There's we don't have any built-in guardrails specifically, but there's we have some degree of guardrails, and we also invite you to have guardrails on the AI model side that you can use here. Okay, so it's a mix of some guardrails on AI Agent Builder plus guardrails that you can use on the model side.
I think people will all try to break the models, right?
Yeah, I think that's what Owen was getting at. Yeah, as always, people try to break models.
Okay, another question here from Jay. How may we put the file name where the bot based its response from? file name.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks,
so
Jay.
I think it's
so when we are editing the agents, let me show you here when I was creating the agents. See my screen, right? There's the option to add your data, and here I can select different knowledge bases. Okay, so there's the knowledge base of support. This has all the support documentation. There's the HR documentation, has the HR documentation. The agent is going to use only the data that's in this knowledge base, okay? So the file name, we don't specify one specific file. We specify a source where you have multiple files, okay? Then AI Agent Builder itself and the search service is going to find what's the most relevant file in this knowledge base from all the HR documentation. What's the most relevant file to answer the question, the specific question. So if I ask about retirement options, it's going to find in HR documentation the most relevant file to answer that. If I ask about DIY policies, it's going to find the file for diversity, equity, and inclusion policies inside HR documentation. Okay? So you don't specify the file, specific file, unless you just upload one file, but you specify a source where you have many files and leave it up to the AI to understand what is the most relevant file to find there that's abstracted from you.
great. So one last question. So we have from Hohen. So small question. I might have missed the config part. Do you connect the models to specific rules and permissions for who can use the model and what kind of information they can retrieve? Okay, so this is more granularity on roles and permissions.
Yeah. So at the moment, when you go to configurations page, Owen, you can add models, and that there's a role, specific role for adding models and data sources. Okay, so just one role, the configurator can add new models and add new data sources. From then on, all the users with access to AI Agent Builder can create agents with any model and any data source. Of course, it's part of our roadmap here. Something we're working on is give more granular governance so that you can say, okay, Bruno as a user can only use the GPT 2.5 model. I don't allow him to use all the other models that are configured him, or he can only use HR documentation. He should not have access to support documentation. That's part of our roadmap. For now, all the users have access to all the ones that are configured.
Great. Well, we can do that programmatically, like having another layer on top of calling the agent.
Yes.
But yeah, but what you're saying, if you put that on AI Agent Builder itself, I think that would be great, because it would be just a configuration that you could do in the out of the box.
Programmatically, of course, there's always a lot you can do with OutSystems, given the immense power you have in our platform.
Exactly. So, Nuno, what I wanted to tell you is that thank you very much for your time and for joining us in this session.
Welcome, Bruno.
I think
it was
it
a
was
lot of
an
fun.
interesting session, and I think we managed to cover. I think people that are seeing live or on the recording of this session will have a clear idea what the AI Agent Builder does and how do you start the steps in the configuration, and also there's a documentation for that. Thank you so much for that. Well, I hope people can use the AI Agent Builder in giving the feedback that you need also to help improve the product.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks a lot, Bruno. I also wanted to thank the audience, of course. Thanks for being on that side, especially the ones who were asking questions.
Great. So just a final message, to end the session for everyone that is watching us. So for all of you, of course, thank you very much for attending these sessions. There will be the recording will be on the YouTube playlist of the AI Dev series. You can check this and all the other sessions that we've been doing so far. So this is session number 8. So there's a lot of content there. And don't forget that this AI Dev series is on the road to the Build for the Future hackathon that we'll be doing in the last week of September. So if you want to help a nonprofit with your knowledge and with our OutSystems skills using AI services from Microsoft and AWS, and for example, using AI Agent Builder to help you build an agent to reply, to the natural language questions, feel free. So the registrations we have a lot of people that want to participate, want to organize the teams really well. So You have until the 17th of September, to register. So look for Build for the Future hackathon from OutSystems, and just register and contribute with what you have most better. That is your time and your knowledge on OutSystems and the development to help a nonprofit. And again, thank you so much for being here. Hope to see you soon, and have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.